really nice experiment is the exploding can experiment, which I tend to use for when we're doing energy types, energy transfers, or sometimes actually also when you're looking at bigger aspect of safety and house safety. The fact that some houses are actually built on landfill sites, and in landfill sites there's a great deal of methane. Some of that methane is actually useful and can be piped off, but if your house is built on it, something could happen. So to actually make this in context, I've actually drawn a door on the house and a self-portrait, somebody at the window here. Bottom of the can has the hole drilled in it, which is just big enough to actually put a delivery tube and a piece of plasticine around the edge, just to make it a bit more of an airtight seal. The lid of the can has about 1 centimetre hole drilled in the middle, got some tiles drawn on there and a very badly drawn seagull to actually give it a bit more context as well. So what we're actually going to do to create this experiment is we have the delivery tube, which we put up through a tripod, push it into the bottom of the can, and then on top of the can we're putting the lid and pushing it fairly tightly. What I'm then going to do is obviously make sure I have a safety screen, which is actually between the apparatus and the students. And in order to do this experiment, I will actually be using goggles as well. So, very simple experiment. I always have set up a Bunsen burner, which enables me to actually light my splint very quickly. And the first thing we have to do is to fill the can with gas. So I just switch the gas on. I tend to leave it for only about 20-30 seconds. During this time, I light my splint. I now turn off the gas tap, pull the delivery tube from the bottom and set fire to the top. Now in context, what we can actually start talking about, we can start talking about the fact that the house, somebody has left the gas cooker on. Now in context we can start looking at and thinking what's actually happened. In the house somebody's actually left the gas on without igniting the cooker. The house is actually filling with gas. Now it's quite possible that somewhere within that house there is actually a flame which is actually igniting and burning very similarly to this flame here that we have here. And at the moment we start talking about, is this dangerous? What's actually happening here? If the fire brigade came, what would they actually see? And they would see a small fire. How dangerous is it? Well, we need to actually find out. With this experiment, what actually will happen is the flame will start to reach a point where it's actually going out. At this point you can start talking to the students and saying, oh well, it seems to have gone out. What's actually happened? They will tend to indicate, they tend to feel that the hole in the bottom is where we might have lost the gas from. And what we're actually waiting for, and the students don't actually realise this, because now is a point where we're going, it seems to be out, just make sure you keep a view on the safety. At this point we need to make sure that we keep the view on the safety, see what happens. Big bang, and that would have actually killed the fireman, destroyed me, and the seagull on the roof wouldn't be in too great state either.